Hey guys, what's up? It's Slickshot Games here, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be giving you my first impressions and kind of talking over some gameplay while kind of commentating on the gameplay of the new Mortal Shell beta that's been released on Epic Games. If you want to try it out yourself, you can go into Epic Games and download it and try it out. But without further ado, I guess I'll just preface it. Yes, I'm playing right now on mouse and keyboard because, quite frankly, there's no... I know it seems like a minute thing, but the vibration on controllers cannot be disabled, and I just hate vibration, honestly. So I'm just using mouse and keyboard. It seemed relatively well optimized, so I was fine with that. But typically, I would be using controller. Here is, I skipped some of the tutorial, so in the video, but I will just be last commentating over this. So just another quick little preface before we begin. I am a huge fan of the Dark Souls series. I think I've been a huge fan of the genre and just the way the games feel and kind of how hardcore they are. So I absolutely love the Dark Souls franchise and was so hyped when I heard Mortal Shell, of the game Mortal Shell, because it looked really nice, like a much more advanced version with a few new kind of features that Dark Souls may have benefited from. But without further ado, I had to try it out for myself, so here we are trying it out. So throughout the video, I'm just going to be telling you what I think the game did right and what still needs to be improved on, as well as commentating on it. Alright, we were eaten by some kind of catfish looking thing. So, alright, so we're into the world now, looking kind of like a hollow, if you're familiar with Dark Souls. So one of the premises of this game is taking forms, I guess. As you can see here, now I'm becoming kind of another character. I've taken hold of another shell, I guess it is. Now I'm still learning the game, but that's one idea. So here, I believe you can parry. It's called the Tarnished Seal. Alright, so beautiful guitar I'm hearing. Alright, two dudes here. Time to feel out some gameplay again, apart from the tutorial. I did get hit there, unfortunately. The dodging, stamina, pretty standard. So I've just got hit out of my shell. One of the cool features, similar to Sekiro, another FromSoft game, you can actually go back into your shell and get all your life back. Now, I didn't do it here, but nonetheless, that is one of the things. You could pick up your, I believe, your souls, or what was that? Okay, not sure. I believe that was your souls, but another thing I discovered a bit late here was that I had to actually hold the shell. I thought I could just click it at a certain time. I kind of was confused with parrying, in the sense that I thought the shell was a timing thing. I was way off. I apologize for any moments where it looks like I spam the shell for 1 second instead of holding it. I kind of discovered later on that it is in fact a hold mechanic. So yeah, that was my mistake. But the beauty of it is you don't need the shell to succeed. You can just stick with your standard dodge, roll, but it's just a nice, extra mechanic you can use to just, do better in combat, I guess. I don't think you could regen stamina, which would make the shell incredibly strong, even more stronger than it is, but ultimately it's just a really unique feature, and I'm glad they tried broadening their horizons. And the developers themselves said they were, inspired by Dark Souls, and I respect that. You'd much rather just understand your inspiration and try to make it your own than just to try to act like you're not inspired by it at all, or it's clear quote-unquote knockoff. But yeah, taking elements that you love from games and making them your own, that's I respect that wholeheartedly. So we're fighting this big dude here now, a bit of a strong, more tankier enemy, but not too much more threatening here. All right, let's get up in here. Let's continue forward. Alright, nobody saw that. I didn't just get hit by the bear trap twice. On we go forward. A full band of brothers over here. A big unit of enemies at this camp. I'm not doing very well, but please forgive me. This is my first blind playthrough of this. Alright, we're in crawl mechanic. A new mechanic, as it were, crawling. Alright, so we have entered what appears to be a cave with, according to what I know about Dark Souls bosses, this is a boss or a mini-boss. I would take it because of the health bar, even though because of the actual size of the arena and the enemy that you're facing, it doesn't feel so much like a boss battle, but nonetheless, we're over here kind of grinding this out. I believe he cannot be parried based on the big animation where I time the parry button, and with the seal, and the monster just jumped off my belt or whatever I'm holding up. So I don't think you can parry in this battle. But it's like I want to because it's glowing, so I don't know. Alright, so I did die. Similar to Sekiro, as I was saying, you get a second life to go back into your shell, so I went back into my shell. Man, I just got hit down again, alright. Big lunge move. There is a little bit of telegraphing there. He does kind of kneel down and charge it up, so it's my mistake for getting caught in that, but we're going to do the big... We're hacking and slashing him down, no worries. Yeah, I tried the parry again. That was a mistake. Hack and slashing here. Or he's hack and slashing me. I'm trying to play it by ear. So that was a bit of a fail. Alright, round two. Let's get in there. Alright, so I get a little greedy with this normally in Dark Souls games. I just try to, I know, it's not a good tactic, but get your souls first. Get that out of the way. I feel like I'll be staring at that the whole battle, so I just kind of, or I keep calling them souls, I guess, but they're more, I guess, your currency, I guess, that you dropped. But anyway, alright, let's finish this thing once and for all, shall we? We're hacking and slashing. Parry was used again. Alright, slashing. Boom, we do the three. We got stamina, of course. Stamina management is huge in this game as well, similar to Dark Souls. You spam and you run out of stamina, you're gonna get punished for it inevitably. So it's best case is to just know your limits. Keep an eye on that endurance bar. Once it starts running low, you kind of back up for a second, wait for it to charge up, etc., etc. That's just rinse, repeat. Now I do this most of this battle. So it looks like I have been poisoned here, but I do most of this battle here with just the standard dodging, rolling. I don't use the shell very much. I should have used the shell. That's my one regret, I guess. But just doing the simple rinse, repeating, endurance management, and just, you know, hacking, slashing, rolling, trying to dodge. And Dark Souls 3, the latest one of the Dark Souls I tried, is very heavy on just timing and dodging you know, at the last second sometimes. So that's something I take into these games, and to my demise many times, because just the hit reg and the motion is just way different. So it's definitely not something you want to take in every game, dodging at the last second. All right, let's get out of here. Off we go. All right, let's make our way further down this area. That was just sidestep around the bear trap, using a tactic that I feel inevitably all people who play these kind of hardcore games will use. Holy moly, that's a unit. That's a unit of a mage right there. Wow. And there's a cat. I mean, come on.
Oh my.
This is how you make a character right here.
Specimen. Rather dashing in that curious attire. And what of on the inside? You must be a gentleman. Certainly not one of those boorish fanatics. Welcome then. In the meantime, why not take a look at my wares?
Alright, yes, it looks like we will trade with him, and we'll see what he's got. Roasted rat, a bell, looks like large bolt, scripture of defiance, golden bell, as I mentioned, simple loot. Okay, I could dig that. And the quenching acid. It looks like there's a feature in this game where the more you discover an item, I'll pet that cat in a second. You know what? Let's pet the cat. All right. Don't be feisty now. All right. All right. It's a cute cat. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, one feature I noticed that they had was the more you find an item, the more you learn from it, I believe, or the more you learn about it. So I think it's a really unique idea. All right, so we're in the abandoned chamber now. The more the catacombs looking area. I think the area looks stunning. I'll let this NPC speak.
So hasty. Not all places are as friendly as Fulcrum. There won't be any merriment around the bonfire here. Only the dead call this place home. All that remains are scavengers gnawing on bones. An intruder like yourself will not be welcome. So then, would you like another sip?
Alright, so it looks like this is some kind of an ability tree. You need tar, and I don't have any of it, so... But, of course, I'm a huge sucker for leveling up, points. Just progressing your character is one of the most addicting elements in these type of games, so I'm glad it looks like they have something like that. But, of course, I don't know the whole idea. It's not completely something I'm attuned to right now because I have not... progressed very far, but let's check out over here the, looks like I'm grabbing another identity, I guess. Another shell, look at this. The game looks stunning, I have to say. It looks so cool, the lighting, and it feels relatively good too. I mean, there's some improvements that could be had, but overall, the unknown shell right here. And so if I click, so it looks like I returned to another form, to my original form. Not sure what happened there, but we'll figure that out later. All right, more enemies here. That was a bit nubby from my part. I didn't quite dodge that properly, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling with these dudes right now. I'm struggling. Hacking and slashing these fools right now. I don't want to overuse that, but it is, it is what it is. All right, the shell. I'm trying to utilize that a lot more. I mean, it is a new mechanic, and you want to utilize all. My bad. We want to utilize all the new mechanics. All right, I did lose my first life, unfortunately. I'm back in. So you get knocked out of your shell, essentially. So, and then you can go back into the shell. You only get that. You can only do that once. What's that noise? Here's something. I love the lighting. This is cool. Kind of a dual-handed. Kind of looks like a Mortal Kombat character in a way. All right, we a bit tanky, but nothing we can't manage here. He just ripped off his head and threw it at me. Is that not the best way to go right now? Just straight up. I'm not sure if that's what poisoned me or if he had poisoned me prior to this. Look how my shell froze. I was getting hit. But wasn't sure. Anyway, there's a poison mechanic. Gotta say, not a fan of the poison mechanics. Not because it's bad, but because it's an annoying feature. It's just a personal thing. It's not that I wouldn't have it in the game. It's just I hate poison. It's just annoying. Or rather toxin. I'm thinking of toxin. Either way. Just a nuisance. But we're out of our shell again. Look at this. But overall, I think the game looks very nice. And now, in terms of improvement, I feel like the healing options, there should be more substantial healing options. Similar to, or just eating shrooms around the place is fine, but I feel like there should be more substantial. Now, this is an early game, so I'm not sure later on how it changes, but that's one little minute thing I noticed. The hit reg and certain animations could be, sharpened up a bit, more accurate overall. The shell responsiveness is overall okay, but now those are just small things that I think they can improve. Now, I don't think I've played enough of the game to really make big, bold calls, but I like the direction of the game so far. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, some things could be better, but I think they're heading in the right direction. And I only faced this one, I guess, mini-boss, if you want to call them. If they had bigger, more substantial, unique bosses, because that's one thing I love in these games, creative, unique, memorable bosses. So if they can encompass a very immersive, beautiful-looking world with creative, big bosses and a really good balance and sense of progression, I think this would be such a fun game, and I would absolutely be on board with playing this. Playing it out to beat it. So thank you guys for watching. Please let me know down below in the comments what you think of Mortal Shell, and if you want to pick up a beta access copy, I guess, go to Epic Games, download it for yourself. Tell me what you think. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week.